Welcome to Becoming is Messy, where we dive deep into the journey of survival, transformation, and everything in between. I'm your host, Megan Dawson, here to share the honest, unfiltered stories behind my own process of becoming. Life isn't a pretty and perfect straight line, and neither is becoming the person we're meant to be. Here, we embrace the ups, the downs, all the beautiful, chaotic, messy moments that shape who we are. Whether you're in the thick of change or reflecting on past transformations, this space is for real conversations about what it means to grow, stumble, and rise again. So get comfy, settle in, and let's get messy. Hello, fellow messies. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the next letter in our Imperfect Level Up framework, the second letter L. Lean into your unique healing needs. But before we get into that, let's check in. Last episode, we talked about embracing the magic of the universe. I hope you've been paying attention to those signs, synchronicities, and little nudges that show up when you start listening. I suggested The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield as one of the books to help you on this magical journey of yours. The following quote from him popped up for me recently, and it made me think of you. If we pay attention, we can find a greater life, no matter what our circumstances are. If you tune into the meaningful coincidences in your life, and you discover and then follow your intuition, you will find there is a door of opportunity for a greater life for you. You cannot be a victim and discover this. You have to find a way out of whatever circumstance you're in by believing these practices of faith will work. So tell me, do you believe there is a greater life possible for you? Have you noticed anything yet? Maybe a message that popped up at the right time, a song lyric that felt like it was meant just for you, a random person showing up with the exact words that you needed to hear. If you have, I would love to hear about it. Shoot me a message or email or comment on Instagram. And if you haven't yet, don't worry, there's no rush. Just keep up with the stillness and listening and non-judgmental observations. The universe is conspiring in your favor. You just need to believe in that and you will start to see proof. Now, on to today's letter L. Lean into your unique healing needs. Unlike the other letters in the Imperfect Level Up, this step is a little more personal. It's informed by you, your experiences, your patterns, and what your mind and body are telling you. By now, if you've been following along with the whole Becoming is Messy podcast, you've already started to let your inner voice lead, explore your childhood as an observer, and started to see patterns that have shaped who you are today. You've found the valuable lessons from even the messiest moments in your past. And you've started to notice the magic of the universe and how much it's working in your favor. All of these steps put together have likely helped you start to tune into yourself in new ways. Your patterns, your triggers, your strengths. And with that kind of clarity, you may have also started to notice that some things are bubbling up, things that you haven't addressed yet. Some of these things that are bubbling up might look like thoughts that you can't work through alone, feelings of anxiety, depression, or overwhelm. This might show up as irritability, insomnia, extreme fatigue, changes in appetite, and mood swings. Physical sensations, things like headaches, stomach issues, restlessness, body pain. And sometimes We don't recognize these signals in ourselves until somebody else calls them out. For me, I am constantly uncovering new things that my body needs to heal, especially in the midst of triggers and new trauma. That was certainly the case about 6 years ago when I discovered that the dad who raised me wasn't my biological dad. At that point, I had lived fully through my own imperfect level up, and I had felt as mentally strong as I had ever felt before. Just like so many people these days, I thought it would be fun to learn more about my heritage. My brother had always been the keeper of our family tree, and he had already done a test on Ancestry.com years earlier. But for some reason, 6 years ago, I decided that I wanted to dig in a little bit further. Ironically, when I sent my spit in, I sent my brother a picture of it, joking that maybe I'd get lucky and find out that I had a much better dad than the man who raised us. While in my joking, there may have been some level of deep knowing. When the actual results arrived, it was a complete shock. I sat looking over my computer screen, confused at first as how my heritage looked so different than my brother's. I called him immediately, but he reassured me that I looked just like our dad. There was no way that he wasn't my biological father. He asked me to send him my full results. Within minutes, he called me back. None of Dad's relatives are on your list. It was confirmed. I had a different dad. As with so many other past shocks to my system, I went out that night and got drunk. I just wanted a little more time to avoid dealing with whatever this meant. I then dove headfirst, finding out from my mom what the full story was, including who my biological father actually was. He and I were connected soon after, and he and my stepmom came out to meet Kelly and me within 2 weeks. Because my relationship with the dad who raised me was estranged, this at first felt like the answer to so many of my prayers. My actual biological dad had my face, or I guess I have his. His hugs felt good. His cologne smelled exactly like what I pictured for all those years what the good dads smelled like. He used to be a chef, and I love to cook, so getting to cook with my dad was like a dream. For 6 months, my life was a whirlwind. I learned all about my 4 new half-siblings. I started to meet a few of them, and nieces and nephews. Eventually, my biological dad threw a few parties to get to meet cousins and aunts and his friends and other family members. But of course, not all that glitters is gold. This experience flattened my identity and put me in a pretty manic state, followed by depression. I just couldn't really see that yet. It would take friends and loved ones on my mom's side to start asking me how I was doing. When I'd say great, those closest to me started to call bullshit on that. I started to hear that I wasn't myself. I started to hear that my sense of humor was missing, that I seemed tired or distracted. I decided to dive deep back into therapy. My therapist started checking in on my most basic needs. How is your appetite? Oh, I have no appetite. How are you sleeping? Barely. Months went by in therapy, and these responses stayed fairly consistent. I was eventually given a message that I had never heard before. While with all of my past trauma, I had prided myself on my resilience and strength, this shock was one that I wasn't going to deal with all by myself. My therapist said that this had been such a shock to my system that she was sensing the need for a chemical reset. She suggested I go on anti-anxiety medicine. I resisted at first, confiding in my closest friends that I felt like a failure. I've now, of course, come to learn that getting the help our bodies need is far from failing. In this particular situation, I needed medicine to help the clouds clear. That was what I needed back then. But in recent years, it would be a new triggering experience. This time, growing dysfunction at work and eventual job loss. My quest for healing led me to a focus on my nervous system, specifically craniosacral massage, vagus nerve stimulation, and somatic experiencing have helped me to heal this time around. There's no one size fits all. Healing is personal, and what works for one person might not be what your body needs. And what you need in this moment might not be what you need 5 years from now. So what do we do with this information? Once you've recognized something is off, how do you find the right way to support yourself? These last few episodes have been the start of checking in with yourself. What symptoms or challenges stand out the most? Are you struggling primarily with your thoughts, emotions, or physical sensations? For example, if racing thoughts and negative self-talk dominate, a cognitive-based approach like CBT may be beneficial. If your body feels locked up with tension or chronic pain, a somatic practice like craniosacral therapy or somatic experiencing could be worth exploring. Science also gives us some clues. Research suggests that trauma is stored in both the mind and body, which means that a combination of modalities, one addressing thoughts and emotions, and another targeting the nervous system, can be highly effective. If one approach doesn't seem to help, try layering a second modality instead of giving up altogether. Another key factor is trial and adaptation. Healing often requires some experimentation. Give yourself permission to try different methods and adjust based on how you feel. Also, consider seeking guidance from a professional who specializes in trauma, nervous system regulation, or integrative healing. Their expertise can help steer you toward approaches best suited to your individual needs. Next, I'm going to walk you through some healing modalities that might resonate. As I describe each, I encourage you to listen to your intuition. Does one of these spark curiosity or feel like a yes in your body? That might be a sign to explore it further. Here are some options to consider. 1. Cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT is a form of talk therapy that helps people identify and change negative thought patterns. Think of it like a mental workout where you train your brain to see things differently. In this modality, a therapist helps you recognize unhelpful thoughts, break them down, and replace them with healthier ways of thinking and responding. It's great for people with anxiety, depression, stress, and even bad habits that feel hard to break. 2. Somatic experiencing. Somatic experiencing is a therapy that focuses on how trauma and stress live in the body, not just in the mind. Instead of talking about trauma, this therapy helps you notice how your body reacts to stress and guides you in releasing it through movement, breath work, and awareness. It's really helpful for anybody dealing with trauma, PTSD, or chronic stress. 3. Craniosacral therapy. Craniosacral therapy is a gentle, hands-on therapy that helps release tension deep in the body, especially in the nervous system. During this practice, a practitioner lightly touches your head and spine to encourage your body's natural healing processes. It's great for chronic pain, migraines, anxiety, and stress-related disorders. 4 is Reiki. Reiki is a form of energy healing where a practitioner uses their hands to help balance your body's energy flow. The practitioner lightly places their hands on or above different areas of your body to promote relaxation and healing. It's great for those who want emotional healing, stress relief, or an overall sense of balance. 5. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, or EMDR. EMDR is a structured therapy that helps people process and heal from trauma. It works when the practitioner helps you recall a painful memory and guides you through rapid eye movements or other types of rhythmic stimulation to help rewire how the memory affects you. It's really helpful for those with PTSD, anxiety, and deep-seated emotional pain. 6 is medication. As I shared with my story, sometimes brain chemistry needs support, and medication can help regulate mood and emotions. Medications like antidepressants, mood stabilizers, or anti-anxiety prescriptions help balance the chemicals in your brain. It's helpful for those experiencing severe depression, severe anxiety, or mood disorders. 7 is vagus nerve stimulation, or VNS. It's a technique to help you regulate your nervous system by stimulating the vagus nerve. Activities like deep breathing, humming, and cold exposure help activate this nerve to reduce stress and improve emotional balance. There are also wearable devices that can help you calm the vagal nerve. I have one that I'm a fan of called Sensate, which is a sensory device that uses vibrations and sound to de-stress your nervous system. VNS can be helpful for those struggling with anxiety, PTSD, and nervous system dysregulation. These are just a few out of the tons of different types of healing modalities that exist. Did any stand out to you? Are there any that you'd like to learn more about? Or did we not touch on anything specific to what you're needing right now? Going forward, how are you going to choose the right next steps for you? As you continue to build your healing plan, just keep trusting yourself. You are the expert of you. If something sparks curiosity or makes you feel even a little lighter inside, that could be your intuition guiding you toward the right next step. Before we wrap up, let's look ahead to next week's episode. The letter U. Unapologetically love your authentic self. We're going to talk about self-acceptance in a way that feels real, not forced positivity or just love yourself kind of mantras, but real, deep, authentic love for the person that you are becoming, the person that you already are. I cannot wait for that conversation. For now, a few action steps to leave you with. A journal prompt for this episode. What signals, mental, emotional, or physical, have you noticed in yourself lately? Self-check-in. Ask a close friend, partner, or therapist how you seem to be doing from their perspective. Explore a healing modality. Pick one from today's list and do a little bit of research, maybe even book a session. Remember, Messies, healing is not about fixing yourself. You are not broken. It's about giving yourself the support you need to thrive. Before we wrap today, I want to invite you to be part of the Becoming is Messy community. Subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. And if there's anything that resonates with you, please leave a review. Your feedback means the world to me, and it helps other people find this community. Follow me on social media. I'd love to hear your ideas for future topics, your questions, and stories from your own messy moments. And if you're feeling inspired, check out the Becoming is Messy shop, where you can grab a mug, a t-shirt, or something else that reminds you to embrace your messy magic every single day. A huge thank you to the incredible Wolves and Sheep for providing the music for Becoming is Messy. Check them out on your favorite music streaming platform. As we close out today's episode, remember this: messy is just another word for growing. So keep showing up, keep laughing, and keep making beautifully awkward progress. Until next time, stay messy, my friends.